Well, if I get back on here a little sooner than later, I want to clarify myself on something and about my last video. And the person that wrote it to me is 100% right. You know, in a marriage and stuff, you let things roll off your back. You do. You do that in a lot of things in life. You just let it roll off your back. See, my point was this: if it's not said, you don't have to let it roll off your back. If it's not said, you don't build resentment. If it's not said, the air's clean. You don't have to come back later, apologize, say you're sorry, anything like that. So if you take a little time, and you always have to look and say, why? Why am I agitated today? Why am I just like, I'm pissed off? I mean, kind of like, why don't I feel right today? Was it because of something that happened yesterday at work? Was it something that happened on the way home? Somebody cut me off? I mean, was it, you know, why is it you're feeling the way you are? Sometimes you gotta look at your own inner workings and try to figure out why you're having that problem. And that helps solve some problems right there once you realize, okay, it's not her or him or them. It's something that happened somewhere else, and I'm still trying to deal with it. I'm still upset or I'm still angry about it. And that's why it's important to ask God to help you. And when you give it to God to handle, the devil, he don't want you to forget about it. He wants to just keep poking that wound a little bit, so you just kind of keep it in your mind. So it sits back there and agitates you a little. I watched a video, and I can't remember. It has probably been years ago. And it's such an appalling thing. You probably won't even believe it, but the video's out there. I wish I could remember. I probably couldn't find it if I tried. But what had happened was this mother took her autistic girl, into a beauty salon. And I don't know what was going on. You know, little girl, well, not a little girl. I mean, if you're autistic, you could be 20, 30, 40, 50 years old and still be little but she was around teenage age, preteen, teen age, from what I gathered. Anyways, she's in the beauty salon, and I don't know what was going on or what was happening. But this one lady in there did not like her being in there. I don't know what this little girl was doing. But the thing of it was, the lady that didn't like her being in there said to the little girl, or said it loud enough, she shouldn't have not been born at all. And that set the whole place just like, man, I mean, that lady's lucky she walked out of there alive. The place went into an uproar over that. And this little girl is asking her, saying to her mother, I shouldn't have been born at all. She said it several times. You see, it wasn't said to me. I wasn't even there. I just watched it on a video. And the fact of the matter is today, it still, every now and then, it pops into my head like, how the hell can somebody be so fucking cruel and say something like that, especially to a child or an autistic child? How could you even think that way? And it wasn't said to me. There's nothing to roll off my back. But if it was never said, it'd be okay. Say, everything would be fine. But it's not. It still runs around in my head because it's so vulgar and so hateful. And I mean, you could just go on and on with adjectives on it. But it should have never been said. And that's what I'm getting. That was what I was getting at a lot in the video was don't say certain things so you don't regret things. So you don't build hostility. You want to build trust. You want to be able to count on that person. You want to build a foundation and build on that. That's basically what I was trying to get at. Maybe it got lost in the translation. I don't know. But I figured I'd get on here, and I didn't want to make a video that's like 2 minutes because I like to talk. So I got a ways to go. I still got some cigar left. It'll stay lit. Well, it's still lit. Anyhow, I was thinking about something else. I might have touched on it. But like with taxes being moral, you're paying taxes into something. It's not moral. Running around killing people is not moral. Abortion is not moral. There's so many things that are immoral that they do with your tax dollar. And it's like, and you're paying for this. You see, it's kind of like also the Ukraine and Israel and places like that are a good example. It's like they just giving money out to all these countries. And then they turn around, here's your fair share. My fair share? You didn't ask me. See, this is what they do. They do all these things, they don't ask you. But here's your fair share. A good example of this would be, don't ask anybody in the family, okay? Just a couple pieces of garbage in the family come up with this brainy idea. Oh, we're going to buy Grandma a new recliner. Okay. Vibrates and does all this stuff, lifts, jumps, dumps, tips, whatever. All these things. A couple $1,000s. Okay, sounds nice, Because this happened to me. So they go out and buy this thing, and then they turn around and say, your share is. So my share? I said, sure, what? Well, you own this recliner. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Nobody told me about anything. You just go out and buy this recliner, and then here's the bill. That's your fair share. Of course, I paid it, but I'm just saying, no one cleared it. No one had a family meeting and said, hey, listen, this is what we're going to do. Who wants to pay and who doesn't. Well, if they would have done that, it would have been, oh, okay, not a problem. Sounds nice. But when you just go out and do it and says, here's the bill, it's like, go screw yourself now. You decide you want to go do this, you pay for it. Teaches them a lesson not to just make other people's, this is what you're going to do. And you're going to spend your money. You're just like the government. Just like insurance companies, because the government goes, oh, you got to carry uninsured motorists. Okay. It doesn't cost much, but why? Why are you carrying it? Because you told me I had to. Obamacare. Oh, you have to have insurance. You got to buy insurance. Who the hell are you to tell me what I have to go buy now? Who the hell are you to tell me this and tell me that? You take my damn money to begin with, and you go out and piss it away, and you do all kinds of immoral things with it that I'm against. God's against. Probably 90% of the country would be against. Well, okay, let's say 80%. Let's say 51% of the country would be against. But you still do it. You don't care. You don't ask. You're our representatives. You are not our dictators. Okay? You're not a monarch. You're not kings, queens. We're not, quote, communists. That's just debatable. Comrade. But you see where I'm going with this. The sad thing is It's like you got a job and you're working. You walk into the job and boss comes up to you and he's polite and he's nice and says, "Hey, you messed this up. We need to fix it. And if you don't understand it," I said, "we'll get you some help and we'll get it figured out and we'll get it to where you'll understand how to do this. And we'll put you working with so and so and get it fixed, straightened out. Fine, not a problem." But if you would have walked up to you and said, "What the hell did you do? Jesus Christ, man, get your head up your ass. I mean, you fucked all this up," and he just goes off. It's right then. It's like, "Hey, shut your damn pie hole in about 2 seconds." And he's like, "Oh, I'm your boss." I said, "I don't give a shit who you are. I will not be talked to like that. You gonna let it roll off your back, or you gonna stand up and say, 'Listen, I'm not gonna be talked to like that. You will not disrespect me as a person. If you screwed up, tell me. We'll fix it. If you come up to me and start treating me like a piece of garbage, subhuman, yeah, we're gonna have a problem. If you don't stick up for yourself, no one will. Might it cost you your job? It might. But the fact of the matter is this: he pisses you off. Okay, fine. Walk over, punch out, and say, "I'm not quitting. I'm leaving." I said, "If I don't leave now," I said, "you might be leaving in an ambulance. So I'm going to leave now." Now he's got to go back to his boss and explain to his boss why you left, or why he's going to write you up, or this or that. Now, when he lies to his boss and says, "Oh, the guy just got pissed off and mad because, he screwed something up and blah, blah, blah." Oh, okay. Then when they find out the real truth, they go back to that guy and to your boss and say, "Man, what the hell? You don't talk to people. I mean, if you got a good corporation, good company, it's like you don't talk to people like that." He gets his ass chewed, maybe get written up. Maybe they start looking for a replacement for him, and he doesn't know it. There's a lot of what ifs there. You got to do what you feel is right in your place. But I'm just saying, if people in this country do not stand up for what is morally right, you see what's happening. You see what they've done in the government training centers and programming people to say things. I'm not even going to say it because it usually starts a battle. But if you don't stand up, it's lost. If you don't ask God for guidance and help and wisdom and morals and knowledge and things like that, you're lost. You're going down a path that is you're cutting your way through, hacking your way through, and hacking your way through. Slipping and sliding, and you don't know where you're going to go. If you're going to come to a cliff and fall off it, you don't know. But at least with God's guidance, leaving it to God to help you through it. He's got your best interest at heart. God loves all of us. All of us. When you start looking at your fellow man as God loves him and God loves her and God loves the guy down the street and the guy in that car, when you start looking at people like that, they're not just some stranger. They're your brothers and your sisters. And God loves y'all. Makes them human instead of just some number. You're a number. Whatever your social security number is, whatever your driver's license number is, your number. Right. You're not a number, people. God knows how many hairs are on your head. Mine and everyone's. You're not a number. It's one of those things where this journey we're on, trying to make yourself a better person and come to terms with, you know, understanding that you answer to God. Okay? You answer to God. And the more things you can do and follow the commandments, the less you're going to have to answer for. Like I said, you're going to open up a book of death and a book of life. Where are you going to be? Revelations 20:12. Read it. Well, my cigar's out. So, y'all have a good one. And I just want to get up here and clarify something like that. So, till we talk again.